Hello and welcome to my channel, the Jellyfish Journals. My name is Susie, and today I am going to do a flip through of all of the spreads that I did in February. And if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see my March calendar setup. This first part of the video will just be me walking through each page. The March setup will be a little sped up with a voiceover, but if you stick around, I'm very excited about what I'm going to be doing. So still in my Archer and Olive A5. He is getting a lot thicker. I'm about halfway through. I don't know, it's hard to trust this because obviously these pages are a lot thicker, but it seems to be about halfway through the book. It's fun. I glued some things in this month that definitely fattened him up a bit. So let's go ahead and we'll jump to February's calendar. So changed things up a little bit this time. I still use the Archer and Olive calendar. They're free printable, but I separated the month with the actual calendar itself. And I put the month of February here with my line a day down the side. I had purchased these Mickey Mouse Disney stickers for a friend of mine who has just gotten into journaling, and she was sweet and let me use a few for this spread. I don't do too much really with Disney stuff, so I think she knew it was safe with me. But down here, everything that has the green box and the heart are the days that I walked my 10,000 steps. As you can see, February was a bit of a rough month for that. There's usually a lot going on at school with parent-teacher conference night and just some other things going on. And so I want to say this week in particular, there was something going on every night. And since I, on average, probably get 5,000 steps a day during my school day, unless I have time to come home and walk on my walking pad, to get the rest of my steps, or if the weather's good enough, I can go outside and get my steps. But we also had quite a bit of snow that week, if I remember right. I'm terrified of slipping, so I won't go walk outside if there's a lot of snow and ice on the ground. But also, it is starting to get a little lighter at night, thankfully, but I get nervous about walking when it's even getting dusky. So if you flip this little guy up at the top, you'll see a couple more Mickey stickers, and then these are just some things that I had to do during the month. Nothing that's repetitive or consistent, like my women's Bible study on Thursday nights or my home group Bible study on Monday nights, but the things that stand out, like conference night, and there was a puzzle night and things like that. So this was my February calendar. Moving on, this is one of my favorite spreads that I did during the month. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the before the pen. I'm trying to get a little braver about the layering. I layer things a lot, but kind of playing around with different sizes of things and different types of ephemera. So these are like realistic stickers I got on Etsy ages ago. These are from a book that I picked up at Michael's, this book here. It's a recollections, but my daughter is studying, her minor is entomology, and so I wanted this book because it was full of all kinds of bugs. And so I thought eventually I might do a spread that has something to do with bugs. I think these little pink butterflies came out of there also, but they're kind of iridescent. If you can see, there's like a little rainbow shimmer to them there. Moving on, this washi tape I think I got on Amazon. It's this ocean washi tape with gold in it. And we had just happened to sing that song in church that Sunday. It is my favorite hymn and is the hymn that got me through my divorce. Just that remembering that no matter what is going on in my life, knowing God is with me means that it is well with my soul. And I just love it. If you've never heard Horatio G. Spafford's story, it's unbelievable. Just in a nutshell, off the top of my head, he basically lost his entire family at sea, his wife, his children, and took the same ship across the ocean after they'd all passed away. And when he reached the spot where their ship, I think, had gone down, he was inspired to write this hymn. If I remember right, that's the story, but it's just beautiful. No joke, one day when I was in the shower, I thought to myself, I haven't done anything with my neon highlighters in a while. And so I had this idea to do these different geometric shapes in the background. And there was going to be white space around all the shapes. And then, I don't know, I took my highlighters up and I was watching some show with my husband. We're watching Paradise right now. We really like that show. And I think I was just having a little fun with my highlighters. And so I ended up coloring the entire background with different highlighters. I found some black glitter washi in my stash. There was some black and white lined art in it from a Happy Planner sticker book. I'll try to link that down in the description box. Quotes, and these stickers here I think come from a black and white Happy Planner sticker book. And then whatever spaces I had left, I just decided to do little doodles. So there's a little pig there and a little stick figure guy. My class loves that I draw those everywhere. It was close to Valentine's Day, so I did a little "You Are Cute." And this ended up being one of my very favorite spreads. It's just complete chaos, but there's something really fun about that. So I'm gonna maybe play around with how to make another one of these sometime with a different color theme maybe. After that, so I love going to national parks. I've been to 20 of them now. The 20th one was Hot Springs National Park. My husband took me for Valentine's Day, so we flew into Little Rock, spent the weekend there, got to do the springs, not bathe in them, that's not our thing, but walk around and look at the park and everything. And so I just kind of made this, oh, and I'm sorry, I misspoke a minute ago. The word came to me. This was PET tape. I'm sorry, not washi tape. This was PET tape. This was another roll of PET tape I got off of Amazon. And these are some little window stickers that came in one of these sets here. These were a gift from my husband for Christmas, and they came with papers and different stickers. I'm not going to pull it all apart, but butterflies and flowers and just all kinds of really pretty things. I'll link these down in the description box as well. But I just decided to make a little book of our weekend in Arkansas. I'd never been to Arkansas before, and so it's just kind of a fun way to document a little special trip that we took. Moving on, I have some, okay, so there's these like little boho books from, I want to say Hobby Lobby. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yes. So these stickabilities, I love these little packs from Hobby Lobby because they're pretty small, but they're really themed well. So you can have a lot of fun with these. There's all kinds of stuff in them. And I didn't want to do like the furniture and stuff. Like there's like that little hanging chair and shelves and rugs and things. But they did have these kind of, I don't know, fern, plant, leafy things. And there was enough of them. So I just kind of filled them in at the top and made 4 days down below. I've mentioned it before, but I'll just say it again for anybody who's new. I don't bullet journal 1 week spreads at a time. I really just decorate however I want, and then I write in whatever fits. So for example, this day, I thought 7 days would look too crowded, 5 days would look too crowded, 4 days looked visually pleasing to me, and I had enough stickers to make it work, so I just did 4 days on this spread. And I know that might drive some people crazy, but the way I plan, I typically don't write in things in advance that I know I'm going to do. I do that on my calendar here. So if I know something big is coming up, it gets a spot on my monthly spread. But when it comes to the weekly, I wouldn't call myself a back planner, but I guess technically I'm a back planner. So it might take me a couple days. Like I might have sat down and worked on this on the 18th, and then I would have filled in what happened on the 17th and the 18th at the same time. And the reason that works well for me, I've been bullet journaling and happy plannering for a long time. And one thing that I realized that stresses me out is when I spend a lot of time to make something beautiful and balanced, and I write things down, and then plans change. And I either don't have room to document what is new in my plans, or I just think it's going to look messy if I scratch things out. I have just learned the kind of planner I am. I know I like it to look nice. And so for me, that means just waiting and more of writing down what I did. Once in a while, I might put things in advance. So like I might have written this down because I knew I was going to go to Starbucks. I don't remember what day of the week that was, but I have certain days of the week I like to go to Starbucks in the morning. So sometimes I'll do that, but or I might in advance write down like a checklist of things. No, if that was Bible study, that would have been, oh yeah, Thursday. Thursday is a Starbucks day. But like, there was no school that day. I wasn't sure what I was going to do that day, so I didn't put anything in advance. But as the day went on, I was getting a lot of things accomplished. And I said, you know what, let me write down the things that I've gotten done. So when I come back and look, I can see what I did on that day where there was no school. And hopefully that makes sense. But this is just the method that's worked really well for me. You can call it back planning, memory planning. I don't know. Sometimes I journal, but really for me, this has helped me to know how I'm spending my days just a little bit better than trying to write it all down in advance. When my husband and I were in Arkansas, I brought my journal and some gel pens with me. And so when we were in the hotel room, because it was a bit rainy, I just doodled everything on this side while we watched some movies. And then when I got back, I found some purple boxes and I went ahead and stuck those down. And again, I wasn't using this page until the 21st, but you can see we were back on the 16th. So this just waited here until that day. And I'm glad I did, because it ended up being a snow day from school. And so it was just kind of fun to write down the things that I did when I enjoyed my snow day. Whereas if I had written this out differently or pre-planned it, it might have frustrated me that we had a surprise snow day, but this was already filled out. And then what? Do I cross it all off and just write snow day? I don't know. I just struggle with that. So this works for me because then everything's pretty and stays nice. There's one in here. So this one, I just took a Tombow marker, did a border with it might have been I think it was a Sharpie S note actually. And then I have this little book. It's so cute. I ordered from the Happy Planner when it was on sale on their website. And it's just faith stickers. But I love the blues and the color tones in there. And so I ended up pulling out some that had the blues and then some rose gold stickers that were in a different Happy Planner sticker book. And so for this day, again, just a 4-day layout, some decor in the middle and then top to bottom. And then my last real spread, I think I'm peeking. Yeah, my last real spread for February is this one here, which this evolved a lot. Originally, I pulled out these colored stickers out of a Happy Planner sticker book. I think it's this one here. This looks right. This one, I don't know what it's called. It doesn't say, but it says Live a Colorful Life right there. And some of this, just FYI, a good trick, if there's not a lot of stickers that you love, let me see if I can find it. There weren't a lot of stickers with that brown background. And so what I did is on this sheet, I don't know if you can tell, but this sheet was full of box stickers with the print that matched this long one over here. So what I did was I tore this part. Let's see if I can pull it up a little bit. I pulled off the outer edge of all the stickers, if you can see how I'm doing that there. And I trimmed them with an X-Acto knife. And doing that on some of those longer stretches like here and up the sides, I was able to create my own washi tape that went along with the theme. So that was one thing that evolved. I found these pink foil stickers in another sticker book. So then I came back and added those. And at some point I decided it needed more pink. So I added some pink with a Tombow marker and these little ribbony trickles there. This one went crazy, but I actually ended up liking it at the end. This was just day I felt creative. This was the cut front of a Christmas card that I loved. It just, when you turn it, it's all rainbowy, but they're just holograms. So I cut off the front of that Christmas card that I had saved. And then this picture is so cool. So sometimes in the morning we get frost on our garage windows, and it just looks so pretty to me. I mean, I'm a Florida girl. I grew up in Florida. And so this kind of stuff just still blows my mind. So I just wrote a little bit about how much I love snow. I printed these off of my little printer and just put some of them around there, drew some snowflakes with a silver pen, and then of course wrote I love snow. So kind of silly. This definitely thickened up my book a bit because it's thicker. It's a greeting card, but I just really loved how this worked out. And my last spread for February is my badges for my Garmin watch that I use. Like I said, February was an awful month for badges. I totally forgot to do an activity on Valentine's Day, so I missed that badge, which really stinks. But I was able to complete the 91-mile challenge, which is for the months of January, February, March. So I beat that before I even hit March, which is pretty awesome. 20-minute or longer activities in the month of February. This one is for a 3-mile walk during the month of February, but the way they do it is it's on a specific weekend. So you have to kind of look at the dates and make sure that you do it on that weekend to get the badge. And then this one was I did reach 100,000 steps. I want to say you had to do it before the 14th. I don't know. It's somewhere on the wherever that calendar is. I lost my calendar, guys. There it is. Yeah, it's usually, no, that doesn't make sense. It's usually by like mid-month, if I remember right. And then if you hit that 100,000 steps, there's another one if you hit 300,000 steps. So that's your 10,000 steps a day. But February is always hard for that because it is so short. So you have to do more than 10,000 steps for quite a few days so that it all balances back out. But I did write some thoughts down here. I did a little tip out, if you can see that. And just some thoughts about the month and why it was kind of such a bummer month. So I put that in there, and then just a brain dump. One of my long walks, I just had all these things in my head. So I made a note on my phone, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use that since I didn't have a lot of badges. I didn't want to do a double spread, so I said, I'll just do that there and do a brain dump there, and then it's out of my head. And with that, let's go ahead and move on to planning my March calendar spread. So, as always, I wanted to try something a little different for this month's spread, and I decided I was going to poke around in this sticker book here, Tiny Florals by the Happy Planner, and I'll link that down below. And as I was flipping through this book, I, first of all, love the colors, but I came across this one floral print that has caught my eye. There it is. Every single time I've opened this book, I've always had an affection for daisies. And they're not clear daisies, but I like to think they are with the white petals and the yellow centers. So that is going to be my color scheme for this month. As always, I have used a free printable calendar from Archer and Olive. Again, I just like the size. I like that it's undated. And I decided not to have the month, the name of the month, March, attached to the top of the calendar. I just thought that might give me a little more flexibility because I really just wanted to do a window spread for this month. So what I'm doing now is on the page that's going to be cut out, I'm just sort of marking the dots around the outside of the calendar. And I'm going to use that as my guide for how big my window needs to be. So I have two of those little rulers. This one is my cutting ruler because over the years, some of the plastic has peeled off as I've used the X-Acto knife. So I use a different colored ruler for any straight lines I need to draw. I recommend that if you use a plastic ruler for your X-Acto knife. So here's my window. And now I can kind of measure where it needs to go. Not really measure, but kind of use the window now as the guide for where I'm going to place it on the other side. So now whenever I flip this page, and if you followed me in January or February or seen those videos, you know that I like my calendar pages to kind of span 4 bullet journal pages. And so, like single-sided pages. And the reason for that is I don't really bullet journal a typical way. If you watch the beginning of this video, then you saw I kind of bullet journal a little goofy. But I do like to have a calendar spread. I have gone back to doing my line a day, which is what I'm setting up here with these little dots that are also from the same sticker book. And I used to do the line a day when I did straight up bullet journaling with markers only, and I really loved it. And so I've gone back to that in January and February, and I'm going to continue it in March. I also love having the calendar there just to kind of track my 10,000 steps a day. So I really don't do a lot of habit trackers. In truth, I don't even honestly consider that a habit tracker. I guess technically it is. I just don't think of it that way. It's really just kind of for me to look at and see if there were certain times of the year where it was easier to get my 10,000 steps a day, or maybe certain times of the month that I have an easier time getting those 10,000 steps a day. So I kind of like having that calendar. And then just any big events that happen during the month, I like a place to put those there as well. So what I did there is I went through the sticker book and I pulled out all the stickers that had that floral pattern or a bright yellow that I thought would kind of go with. That way I don't have to keep going back and flipping back and forth through that sticker book. A couple of pages did loosen up and slide out as I was doing that because, they're just kind of glued in there. So if you flip through them a little bit too much, they do tend to start falling out. I put the floral washi on the top and bottom of the calendar, and I was going to go all the way around, but in the end I decided I liked how that looked. And in case you're wondering, the sheet that I put all of the stickers on, you can probably already tell that is just an emptied out Happy Planners sticker sheet. So whatever stickers were on there, I use them all up on that sheet, and I save those sheets because it just makes a great place to do this. They peel right back off easily. You do want to be careful that you're not handling them too much because the oils on your fingers will make them less sticky. And you might notice by the end of this video, these smaller washi pieces, they just start to curl. They don't want to stay down on that paper. So I did end up pitching them because they just weren't sticking anywhere anymore. And not to mention, you will see that I tend to move them around quite a few times. It took a little while for me to settle on something that I liked. Now, the trick with doing a window is that you have to keep both sides of the window in mind. So you can see now the window is flipped to the left, and that's going to reveal my calendar really nicely. But now I have to consider what's it going to look like when I flip that window to the right side of the page. And so what I'm doing right now is just kind of playing around with what might look nice in that window. I really loved this Enjoy sticker. I think it says Enjoy Life, and that bright yellow flower. It brings some of that yellow out. And it just felt like a lot of white space around. I framed out the window with I think it's a Sharpie S-Note marker, but it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel quite finished. So in the same Happy Planner sticker book, there is this sheet. There's a few sheets in different colors. I believe there's this green sheet of different florals, all in the same greens. There's, sorry, I'm getting some texts right now. A good friend is moving away, so we're trying to find some time to get together. But I think there's a pink sheet of the same florals. I want to say there's a blue sheet of the same florals. Sadly, there was not a yellow sheet. That's what I would have loved. But I just took those green florals and I just sort of made another frame within that window frame. And when I did that, then I could put that Enjoy Life sticker and that yellow sticker with the gold foil on it. And I just kind of love it. It's just a really pretty decoration. I've got my lines now for my line a day in those 3 colors that I chose that went well with these stickers. And in the end, so originally I think I was going to handwrite the word March. And in the end, I was nervous that whatever I hand wrote, it would end up looking too big. I really needed to keep that fairly small. And since the word March was already printed with it and sized very well, I just thought, you know what, let me just go ahead and use it. So I'm playing around right now with how do I put a backing on it that's going to look nice with these stickers. And what I decide to do is there is one of these box stickers with that floral print, and I'm going to use that. So I glued down the word March and I left that little border around the side. And now when I trim the top off, that leaves me with this little excess over there that I can use to finish out the border around the word March. And sometimes that's a really great way to bring some more of that theme in, or bring some more of whatever pattern or color or print you're looking for, is to just honestly not be afraid to chop up those stickers. I didn't want that floral box sticker anywhere. I knew that because that Enjoy Life sticker is already a box sticker with that same floral print. So for me, it was more about carrying that print over to the left. I did try to use the washi tape, but the washi tape, it's a little hard to tell here, but if you zoom in, the same print is on the washi, but it's much smaller, so it just wasn't going to work. Decided I did not like the washi at the top. I told you I moved it around a bunch, but I love this sticker because they incorporated that floral print into the lettering, which is so cool. I wish they would do that a lot more because I would totally be into that. But I loved this Good Things Take Time with that little nod to the print at the top. They did it again. I say they, Happy Planner. They had another one with this word grow, which is always a good thing to remind yourself to grow. But also, since there's so many florals, it just was kind of a cute word to put right there. And I decided to put it, I guess, vertically that way, just something different. Just something a little interest, kind of closes in that side of the page. Now, I tried to just do a thin yellow line around it to add a little border, and I'm not really a thin line person. I am definitely a thick line person. So I stared at it for a few minutes and decided, nah, I'm not doing that. And I went back and I did thicken it up with the thicker side of that Tombow marker, and I'm so glad I did. That yellow is just so much fun. There's not enough of the yellow in that pattern sticker, so I had to find my own ways to bring that yellow in. And a little bit more sticker surgery. This sticker said gratitude is the best attitude, and I totally agree. And so I'm kind of operating on this sticker a little bit. I thought it would look really cute going around the corner of that window. And it might sound a little silly because stickers aren't exactly like super strong, but I did think putting some sticker around the window also might help it strengthen a little bit. And you'll see in a minute I add more of those green floral stickers around the edge of the window on this side, and it just kind of adds a little more strength to the paper. I am not a careful person at all. So the thought of accidentally tearing this window was kind of making me nervous. But once I added more of these things in, it made me feel a little bit better, like it might hold up a little stronger. I'll probably still rip it, to be honest, and if I do, I will be sure to confess that. But anyway, there were a few more green stickers on that sheet, and so I just decided I was going to border that window on that side, on the back side of it, and it kind of goes along really nicely with the decorations I put there on the right. It just makes that whole, when I turn the page on that side with the line a day, it just looks really cool. I don't want to waste any stickers, so that corner I cut out fit really nicely on that corner there. And I'm just going to use up the rest of those green stickers that were on that sheet. I used to save everything and I used to be afraid of using stickers, but I think I'm more afraid of just accumulating a lot of things that I never actually use. And so
I almost go the other direction now. I almost do too much out of fear that I won't use them. And I will say, oh, there's my lovely head with my gray hairs starting to come. Um, but I will say, um, if you do hold on to these things for too long, and I'm talking a few years, they do tend to start to lose their adhesion, even if they stay in the sticker book. I definitely learned that with my Happy Planner stickers back in, I want to say like 2018, 2019, when I really got into it. I had a lot of those stickers for a few years and they just didn't quite hold up as well as I'd hoped. Maybe they're better now. That was a while back when everything was all Happy Planner all the time. But I just say use it. You know, you buy it because you like it. And I know every time I look at this spread, I'm going to be happy. So there's no reason to not use them. There was one more of those yellow gold foil flower stickers. I wish it was facing a different direction than the other one, but so it goes. I thought it would look nice there on March. So I've dated my calendar and added my little code for whenever I hit my 10,000 steps. This system has been working really well for me, so I'm going to keep it up. And that's pretty much it.
All right, so for our final March flip through, we've got my calendar here with my code for when I'm tracking my days that I hit 10,000 steps. The space up here at the top will be for any big events happening in March, things that I can't forget or that I need to schedule around. I did put a Celebrate Today sticker here. Both my husband and my stepson have March birthdays. And then we've got this little peek through window here. So it says enjoy life back here. And then when I turn this, we can still see the calendar through this side. I'm gonna have to be really careful. I put the gratitude is the best attitude at the bottom. And then up here is where I will do my line a day. I just realized that I meant to write each of the dates on these little circles here. So I'll go ahead and take care of that as soon as I am done filming. And that is my March calendar. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.